They have $32,000 each in this pot, and it's only, what does he have left? 60,000, right? He's getting laid 2-to-1 on the call here, right?
Yeah.
He's getting laid over 2-to-1 on the call. He thinks he's a 2.5-to-1 underdog. He has no idea that Vicky has aces, which is the worst possible hand for him.
Oh, pass quicker next time.
Why she's begging for a call.
I've got to be behind, but
But you're getting a lot of odds.
It might be a flip. Got queens or kings.
Exactly. Now you're thinking right. But can you get away from your hand?
Okay.
Yeah, he has to fold.
Pass.
It wasn't that hard to fold to me, but
Simplest. Way behind me if you pass.
very lucky hand.
I promise you that.
So Vicky Corin, the beneficiary of the bullets in the small blind, and Phil She is the chip leader. And she looks very comfortable down there, doesn't she? Vicky's hit the headlines lately with a big win in the EPT Championship in London. She's really proved her status as a player.
When I was a student, I used to commute back to London on the weekends on the bus. I used to go back and lose all my grant money every week in a game in North London. When I was young, I don't want to sound like a very, very old woman, but they didn't have the internet back then. So if you wanted to learn poker, you had to pay whatever money it cost to sat down, and you did your brains learning the game. And about 2 years in, you had to make a decision, either, all right, I'm going to get good at this, or I'm going to stop. And I hope I went the first way. I might not look like most people's idea of a serious poker player, and I find it very hard to talk like one, all that alpha male, I'm the greatest stuff. But I've won a lot of money playing poker, and I know what I'm doing.
$1 million, says she does. Vicky Corin's poker game on in leaps and bounds. Phil Hellmuth beside me, top of the league, and one of these six is going to tie him tonight.
Pass.
Corin limping in up front with the 8-10 suited, and Ian.
Oh.
That's bad for her. Fraser has the queen 10. He has her covered.
Pass.
Her 10 covered, as we'd say.
The Wolf just happy to get a free flop.
Look
here.
at that. 8-10, queen 10, jack 9. If we had like one of those weird medium flops, they could all flop something big, right?
Yeah, 9-10 jack, huh?
Okay, there's going to be fireworks because we have Fraser's flopped top pair with a 10, and Vicky has flopped a flush draw with a 10 with a weaker kicker. So I predict there's going to be some fireworks here. Let's see what happens.
I mean, Vicky's going to have an impossibility trying to lay this down, isn't she? Is Fraser raising?
Well, Vicky just called in the first position here, so that's that's the only thing that concerns Fraser. Did she call with jacks or queens or kings or something, and now she's just went ahead and bet out on it.
Raise. 25.
10,000 plus 15 from Ian, and big chance of Vicky moving all in here, Phil.
Well, I think Vicky's probably going to move all in here. She has to at least call 15,000 more, but this is a good spot for her to move all in. She asked for a count.
Okay, I'm all in.
All in.
Okay, so I think she's made a very good all in here because she has 2 chances to win this hand. And look at that. You see the stats on the screens there? It's almost even money. But her first chance is if she gets Ian Fraser to fold for the $55,000 raise. And her second chance is she can hit an 8 or a heart.
Yeah, and Fraser's given her the opportunity to get her chips in first.
It's a very difficult call. If I could bet with somebody right now, say you, Jesse, I would bet he's going to fold.
Might not get a better chance here.
I would still say he's going to fold. You want to bet it, Jesse?
No, I'm with you. I can see the cards, and if I had his hand, I'd fold, even seeing her hand.
And he's been forced out.
He didn't like it, did he?
I mean, you are incredible. Really. I'm like a little spur in you.
Looking at the leaderboard, ladies out in front again, Phil.
That's right. We've had 2 of these, and both times the early chip leader's been a woman. Last time Liz Liu, this time Vicky Corin, and there's only 2 women in this thing.
KJ on the button.
Pass.
Wow, kind of folded a king on the button. I'm surprised.
Call.
A little limp in from Ian. He has.
Don't be
looked
surprised
this time.
if Yuha just moves them all in for 46,000. No,
Raised 14 total. 10 more.
he's raised 10 more. It's a good raise. And he has Ian Fraser in bad shape because they both have an 8 in their hand.
Looks like Fraser's considering the big move. He is, and he's done it.
And I think Yuha's going to call him.
If Helpy does, he'll be in great shape, dominating.
He's a 2.5 to 1 favorite, Yuha is. You know, I'd be surprised if he folds. But let's see.
Yuha having a look.
You see, Yuha's been slow playing some hands himself. He just called and then re-raised a few times, right? So he, so he's thinking, is that what just happened to me? Did Fraser just call with 10s and then re-raise, or did Fraser just call with ace queen and then re-raise, hands that would have Yuha in bad shape? Now, if Yuha senses weakness, he's going to call, and if he doesn't, he's going to fold.
Call.
And he called. He sensed weakness, and I thought he'd call. I mean, let's give Yuha credit. I mean, he's my favorite to win this thing.
Perhaps the difference between good and great. Yuha Helpy makes the call, and he's right to boot. Fraser now in terrible shape here.
Fraser's a 2.5 to 1 underdog. He really needs a lot of help here. He basically needs a jack or a straight or a flush.
The only good news for the Razor, that there's got 5 more of these to play.
That is a great flop for Yuha right now. Ian Fraser needs a jack. 1 to come. Ian needs a jack, or this is or he's
Don't
gone.
look pretty. Oh, yeah.
Chair goes back and river comes down. 3 kings with the ace, good enough.
It was a paint, but Yuha Helpy played the hand perfectly. He raised 10,000, then he called the 32,000 more. When he had the best hand, give him credit. He's now up around 200,000, I guess.
And Fraser, first man out, no points, no money.
They're all great players, and as soon as someone goes short, they don't need schooling. They know, every time it's my blind, I know I get picked on. You can hear the chit chat. I just felt really lousy, to be honest. I need to pick myself up and get out there for the next game.
I have a hard time believing Roland too. He looks like a kid in a candy store that's walking out with a Hershey bar sticking out of his pocket, doesn't he? Huh? In a comic book? I mean, I know he's not, but I mean, just kind of,
And Kenneth's just talking up a storm now, and
Hershey bar.
as long as he keeps talking and confusing people, it's good for him.
Yeah, they call them chirping chips, don't they, Philly?
And here comes Vicky just calling with the 9s.
Wow.
I mean, I just don't. She's just playing way too conservatively now.
Might she lure someone in?
Well, Eddie Scharf was thinking about raising with 4-5. Of all the hands out there, the only one that has a real chance of beating her at this point is Kenna's King Deuce. I mean, he has an overcard. Excuse me, Yuha Helpy's King Deuce.
These players all be well aware, Phil, the last time Vicky limped in, she made something big. She put the move on Fraser, didn't she?
It's a terrible flop for her.
Where's the advantage?
But if she bets 4 or 5, if she bets anything, she wins the pot.
Scharf looking for a deuce to make the wheel, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's an open-ended straight draw for Scharf, right? He needs a 6 or a deuce.
Wow, Roland DeWolf's going to go for a naked bluff. He's saying that 24,000 is too valuable to leave behind.
Wow. Look at that. That is a nice play. Just judging by what Vicky's done so far, she's probably going to fold this, but if she can find her way to make this brilliant call here, she's going to be back in the hunt, and the boys are going to say, wow, what a call.
You think Wolf is going to bluff on the river? Is he going to follow through here?
Yes.
He's committed.
He's going to follow through.
Check.
He's checked it.
Wow, that was a bad play. Now Scharf, all he has to do is bet 10,000 or something, some small bet. Scharf really check 5 high. Just for a tiny little bet, he's going to win this pot. Oh, and he bet big. Good move. Scharf wins the pot. That was excellent. Rowan has no option. I mean, it's
They
over.
both got nothing.
Yep.
8 high would win.
Well, I mean, if DeWolf bets first, he wins it. All he had to do is bet 8,000 or something.
I was thinking no heart, please, on the end, no heart. 7's bad too.
That was not Dream River card.
The wolf saying there, I guess, filled